Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? I want to take a look at the final project submission, and I think that I think it's a good piece, but I still have to really. I'm going to just really adhere to my comments from last week or from week 5, because honestly, Jennifer, I don't see a whole lot of change going on here in terms of what I talked about in week 5. So I went back and I looked at that critique, a video critique for week 5, and I noticed that a lot of my comments weren't addressed. Specifically, the fact that this isn't a typographic, this is not an article. So this isn't going to help. I'll explain that in a second, but well, I just want to start with the cover. Masthead looks great. I always thought it did. I think it's really interesting. I'm not real sure. Again, I never got you never got back to me on whether this is a part of the masthead or if it's part of the magazine design cover. So this screened out gray block behind here, and that has a lot to do with everything, as I mentioned in the last video, because that alludes to what is this? Is that this is part of the um, um, magazine cover, or I mean, it to me this is part of the magazine cover because you've repeated it here. So there's some real confusion there as to where this would go from here. Um, I don't see a date. I mean, you got your UPC issue number. I think we're missing an issue number, stuff like that, little things. But anyways, you changed some typefaces here, and I think it really helps quite a bit. Um, so good job there. So and I think it's a mistake to use this image again and then again here. I mean, this is like the third or fourth time I've mentioned that. So um, that's all fine and dandy. Those are all things that I'm mentioning. Now I just want to talk about typography only. All right, these are good compositions. This is excellent right here. This will do very well. These are all center aligned, and we talked about that, and that has been something that has been warned against since for a long time now. So this is, I don't feel this is a well developed contents page. I think it's very scattered and again using the same image again. Okay, then we go on to this, and again I think, as I mentioned last week, and that's why I keep saying again, is because I don't think we're finding success here, Jennifer. I don't, and it's because it's not an article. It's just these little tips, these 4 little tips. It's not a um, a continuous multi-page article. So you're not showing typographic techniques inherent of multi-page typography. And that's going to be a problem moving out of this class when this work gets reviewed, because one of the objectives of this class is to have you show that you can use typography to create a multi-page um, article, and we just don't have that here. Multi-page meaning 2 pages. That's why the assignment read, a 2-page typographic spread. Okay, so let's look at individual typography. Again, you've got this centered alignment. I think this type is pretty good. I like this under $50. That typeface right there, for some reason, just reminds me of a dollar bill of money. So that's a really cool choice right there. And I think it was a great idea to take that and move it over to your headlines as well. So that's nice continuation. The problems we have are this. There are no, I can't, let's just take a look at this. Okay, and these are a lot of the things I can't grade because this isn't a typographic spread. I can't um, cover story headlines, okay, but other subheads, subheads and headlines, um, mixed typefaces, hanging punctuation, clean rags, drop caps, orphans and widows, alignment, baseline alignment, typographic hierarchy, line length, character count, callouts, small caps. These are all things that are not being shown here. And this was the welcome to week 8, where it says, here is the list I talked about. The following is a compilation of all typographic considerations that will be checked for in the final project. So this is fair warning of what's being checked. And I'm just not seeing a whole lot of that over here, Jennifer. So You know what? I think that you're fully capable because I've seen some of the work in the class, and I really think you're learning. But I just don't see it being transposed to this assignment. And again, I really think it has a lot to do with not following through on some of the comments that I made in the first video. So, all right. So if you have any questions or any comments, please get with me. Thank you, Jennifer.